This was at Nai's house. Good times.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Bravo Web TV. Neben mir sitzt die liebe Julia Michael. I have a little game here called Inside Instagram.
Okay.
And you just have to explain what your posts mean or what happened that day.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so it's the first one.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah. This was in New York City in Times Square. When Inner Monologue came out, they had told me that there was gonna be a billboard with my face on it, which was really cool. And I stood there. It was like flashing to different ones, and then I stood there just sort of like waiting to see if my face would pop up, and and then it did. And when it did, I was with a bunch of people, and we were all just like screaming and like just so excited. And it was really funny because there were a lot of people walking on the street, and then when it came up, my friend took a picture of me, and there were like a few people that didn't. They were like, "That's you!"
Double check.
Yes.
So good. Okay, next one.
This was in Tokyo. We had only had like 24 hours there, and sometimes when you only have X amount of time in a city, it forces you to go out. You know, like you sort of have to go out, or else you see nothing.
Okay.
So I went shopping, bought lots of clothes. Literally 2 hours. I was like this.
Take everything.
Yeah, the streetwear there is just so cool.
You're here for your Inner Monologue Tour.
Yes.
What would you say are your 3 favorite songs to perform on stage?
Ooh, good question. My 3 favorite songs to perform on stage. One would be Happy, because they just scream that song with their whole heart, which I love. Second would be Into You, because it's just really fun. And then I think Anxiety would be the third. Yeah.
Next one.
Okay, so this was Disney World.
Yeah.
This was actually the first day of our first headline show ever.
Okay, great.
We did our first headline show ever in Orlando, Florida, and the venue is pretty much attached to Disney World, and luckily I know quite a few people that work for Disney, so I was like, hey guys, could I maybe spend an hour or two riding some rides and just being there? And they were like, yeah, oh my god, of course. It's really fun. Amazing. I think I'm actually wearing those jeans right now. Good times.
Next one.
My sister got married, and I was her maid of honor.
Oh.
And my sister's a big Harry Potter fan, and I am too. And she found this venue in Iowa, which is where we're from.
Yeah.
She turned her reception into the dining hall.
Wow.
So they had the floating candles everywhere.
Yeah.
And on every table were Harry Potter books. And all of it was burgundy for the Gryffindor house and stuff. It was really fucking cute.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Your tattoo.
Yeah. Okay.
What does it mean to you?
So I have I love you tattooed on my palm, and it's become quite a significant thing in our shows. A lot of people will write it in Sharpie on their hand, and they'll show up and they'll put it up, and I'll put mine up, and it's just a really beautiful thing. And there's actually quite a few people that started getting it tattooed on their palm.
Wow.
And so I was like, well, I love you too, but I love you more. And so I got more tattooed on this one. And there was actually a girl the other day that was like, I'm going to get most tattooed. I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Are you nervous before going on stage?
I used to be. I used to be so nervous. I used to literally hide in stairways so that people wouldn't find me, so I couldn't perform.
Yeah.
But I'm not as nervous now, and I think it's just because I know that we're here for the same thing. You know, we're here to have these beautiful cathartic experiences together, and it's not just me alone anymore.
Do you have an advice how to calm down maybe if you're nervous?
For me, I like to take a couple deep breaths. I like to sort of rationalize a little bit with myself, or talk myself out of things. Why am I nervous? Oh, it's probably because this time and this time and that was then and that's not now, and try to just be as present as possible, and then I find that I feel less nervous when I hear people sing with me. So like usually first song, if people are like screaming and they're like in it, then I'm like, okay, tonight's gonna be good. Yeah.
Great. So
oh
it's
man,
a special one.
So like every once in a while, especially on days when I'm feeling a bit low, I'll go like sit on the stage, just like sort of like taking it all in, you know. Sometimes I like on sad days forget that I like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, get to do what I love every day, and I forget how sort of far I've come. Yeah. You know, like I said 2 years ago, I was having panic attacks all the time, and I couldn't even get on stage. And now, you know, we're playing a sold-out show in Munich tonight, and you know, we can do that, and I don't feel like I want to like completely run away and book a ticket home. You know, this was one of those moments where I was sitting in the arena. I was on tour with Pink, just like sitting there in my sound check, just thinking like, holy shit, like I've come so fucking far.
Who or what do you miss most when you're on tour?
I've learned to bring the people that I love to me. If I can't be with them, I just tell them to pick their favorite cities and then just like meet me there, basically.
Oh, cute. So you switch like in every city?
Yeah, yeah. So far I've had my boyfriend come on tour. I have my best friends with me now. I had another friend come with me. So it's just like, it's like the only way I stay sane. The only thing I can't bring with me out here is my dogs, and I miss them so much. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing them in like a week and a half.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So this was at Nai's house. I think it was like 2 nights before or a night before we were gonna do Corden, and we were really fucking nervous. Yeah. And so he actually learned the guitar part of What a Time, and so we practiced it at his house for a little while so that we didn't completely fuck it up when we went on stage.
What a Time was one of the first songs you released from your EP, Inner Monologue. What does it mean to you?
Well, I wrote What a Time after I'd seen an ex at like a baseball game of all places, and it was like very brief. I walked past him and I said hi, and he said hi, and it was just so weird that you could be completely in love with somebody and then see them, you know, 4 months later and it just feel like a complete stranger. Yeah. And I just thought like, wow, what a time. And then, you know, and then for it to like, you know, spin off into What a Lie, because you're just like, did I make all of that up? Was like, we were like literally talking about, you know, like our future together, and then like there was no future together. Yeah. You know, like, so that's basically what it meant for me. It's like, you know, reminiscing on, you know, all the good times that you had, but also it feeling like a bit like it didn't happen at all.
Okay, we're done.
Great.
Awesome. Danke euch fürs Zuschauen. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, dann gebt dem Video einen Daumen nach oben, abonniert unseren Kanal und ja, bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye.
Bye.